Hello friends, welcome to another video. This video is part 2 of mixed granularities video which I did yesterday. Came out on Friday, March 11th. And in this video, if you saw my part 1 video, we left off where if we use a slicer from our calendar dimension, it was not filtering the visual which was built based on the columns from the mixed granularity. So in this video, we're going to do two things. The first thing what we're going to do is to make sure that our mixed granularity visual is getting filtered from our calendar dimension. That's the one part. And the second part is we are going to see year and month as in a bar chart, but the date as a line chart. So how we're going to do that? So we're going to mix, it's a mixed granularities and then the mixed visuals as well. And one more thing, I will be using a inactive relationship in this particular video to make the filter happen. And do watch part 3, which is coming most likely on Sunday, March 13th, why I'm using inactive relation and why not active relationship. But in today's video, we will use the inactive relationship and then make the solution based on that. And then in the next video, and the third video in this series, I will talk about why we are using inactive relationship, not the active relationship. So let's get to Power BI and start making these changes to our measures. Let's go to Power BI. Okay, so here yesterday we created a measure which was using values from date table. So depending on which granularity you are looking at, and if you are at the year level, you get all the dates of the year, and then we are filtering date table. And once we filter date table, it does filter the sales table. So that's where it's working right now. And the challenge here is that this slicer is from calendar dimension. So as you can see, it is filtering this table visual, but it is not filtering the visual which is using the column from mixed granularity. So first we want to make sure that this, when we select a value in here, this works. This also filter this visual. So we can do this with the DAX as well, but I think I'm going with the route of making the relationship and work through that. So so here we have calendar table and calendar x-axis v2 table. So we can have a relationship in date to date. Now this is going to be one-to-many relationship. And the reason behind that is we have a multiple dates. The same date is at the month level, at the year level, and at the date level. So one date is repeated 3 times here, and that's why it is one-to-many relationship. So this is the direction is a calendar table will filter v2 table, which is mixed granularity table. The one thing we're going to, currently the relationship is active, but I'm going to make it a both direction, because what we want is we want our v2 table also filter our calendar table. So once we make this relationship change, and as you can see immediately when in 2012 this filtered our visual. But now here just one thing, I'm using sales with mixed granularity measure. Now since we created the relationship, we can actually use our sales measure, which is just a sum of sales. So now if I bring that one instead of mixed granularity, so it should work. So now our simple sum sales measure is working. So this is good. And now I can filter on 2012, filter on 2013, filter on 2014, and so this everything works. The one thing I want to do here, as I said, I'm going to make this relationship inactive. And the reason I'm going to make this relationship inactive, that will be explained in part 3 video. And do subscribe and do watch that video. But for now, I'm going to make it inactive. So make this relationship inactive, okay? And once we make this relationship inactive, unfortunately, our visual now not working, because now our calendar mixed granularity table is not filtering calendar table because the inactive relationship. So what I did is I created a measure, called it sales with active relationship. So pretty much what I'm doing is taking the sales measure and using the user relationship. And why user relationship we are making inactive relationship active. So this is the measure we are making a change, and now I will use this measure in my visualization. So that is sales with active relationship. So let's drag that. Here you go. So now it is working as expected. So because the user relationship has made the inactive relationship to active, so now the slicer work. So two things we did, just to make sure we recap this. So we created the relationship between calendar table and calendar x-axis v2 table, which contains the mixed granularity dimension data, and that relationship is one to many. And then we made sure the relationship is inactive, and also change that cross filter direction to both. And the reason behind that is we want this table to filter calendar table. So once we did this, and then we created another measure, which is using the base measure, which is sales, which is sum of sales, and then using user relationship, we are making inactive relationship to active. So this is the one part. Now the second part in this video, which I'm going to cover, we want our year and month to be shown as a bar chart, and then the date as our a line chart. So how we can do that? I actually created two measures already. I created the first one, sales with no date. So what I'm doing is I'm checking if my period, the granularity, it's a year. When I'm looking at the year level, the granularity, the period is year. When I'm looking at the month level, the value is month. When I'm at the date level, the value is date. So what I'm doing here is, if my period is not equal to date, then use the sales with active relationship, then only give the value, otherwise blank. And then I also created one other measure, which is sales date only. So if the granularity is date, and then give me the measure, which is sales with active relationship. Now I change this visual to a line and cluster column chart. And then what I'm going to do is, on my column values, I'm going to use sales, which is no date, so it does not contain date. As you can see, even if I selected date in my period here, I don't see the date data here, because in the measure we said only give the value when the period is not equal to date. And then on my line values, I'm going to use sales with date only. And here you go. So now what we have is, we have a year and month on the as in a bar chart, and then the data sales by date as in a line chart. So if I actually remove the year, so this is now, okay, there's a January date, and this is how it trended over period, and then we have a February sale, and then how it is trended over period. I can actually have year as well, and then have a year, and then see the trend as well. Of course, does not make any sense because too many dates. But again, if you have a month, week, you can do that. So now we can really we can now have a change in the relationship where our slicer from calendar common dimension works and filter our visual. The second part is, we also have now where we can see the date data as in a line chart, whereas the year and month is shown as the bar chart. I hope this video give you some other ideas about the DAX and the relationship and how this all works. And with small changes, very small little changes here in the model, and small change in the DAX, we able to achieve quite a lot with this in this mixed granularity second video. Now in video third, as I said, I made the relationship inactive, and the reason why I did that, which we will watch in video 3 coming out on Sunday. So stay tuned, do subscribe my channel, let me know what you guys think about this video, and until next video, have a good weekend. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Thank you.